And this
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the most prestigious, challenging, rewarding Fender Touron Dirt and the most wanted, baddest outlaws and the most powerful late models on the planet, the world of outlaws, real American beer late models, presented by Dirt Vision. Just like that, ready to rock and roll here at Arrowhead. Wes, it's been an honor to work with you, my friend. It's been a fun weekend.
Yes, sir. Enjoyed every moment of it. I think we are in for another banger here. The What About Late Model Series going to put that Arrowhead Speedway on the schedule for years to come if we can put on another great show here tonight. 26 of the best super late models on the planet left in tonight's feature event. 50 laps. $20,000. Who will be victorious? Well, we have another new winner. 7 super late model events here at Arrowhead Speedway for the Comp Cam Super Dirt Series. Now, What About Late Model Series? 7 different winners. Winner number 8 coming tonight. We're going to find out.
And of course, Bobby Pierce can make history tonight. If he wins, he'll tie Moyer for 5th in the all-time wins list. Larry Hank, a big sponsor of Bobby Pierce from Rio Grande Waste Services, told me last night his 100th win in a Longhorn since he made the switch. How about that?
Impressive.
Well, he has another tough Longhorn customer to his outside, Tim McCreadie. He's been really well. All right, here we go. $20,000. The distance here tonight. The finale of the Arrowhead Sooner State Showdown coming to green here in Oklahoma.
And it turns 1 and 2. Bobby Pierce going to roll the bottom of the speedway. Here comes T-Mac with the head of steam on the outside. Pierce not going to be too worried about giving up the lead early in this one, as Tim McCreadie will lead lap number 1 with the head of steam on the outside of turn number 4. Second to Pierce, third to Shirley, fourth to Hoffman.
Pierce going to go to the inside of the 9. Tim McCreadie for the lead, but T-Mac going to roll the top side. He'll show the way. Shirley has third. Hoffman going to follow there in fourth. Side by side for fifth. Dennis Erb Jr. and Drake Troutman.
Good battle back there for the third spotted. Shirley and Hoffman side by side. Troutman and Erb side by side as well. McCreadie, big head of steam around the outside of Pierce. Pierce got a lot of bind around the bottom and 1 and 2 on entry as Sorensen off the pace on the front straightaway. Lap number 3 in the books. No, sir. Caution comes out.
Dustin Sorensen, remember, running second in the Last Chance Showdown and then fell off the pace. So mechanical issues again. Ashton, man, this happened in the Last Chance Showdown, and it happens again here as he loses power right when this team got momentum. The Fox Factory hard charger last night, and actually being told over the World of Outlaws radio, powered by Racing Electronics, carburetor issues for the 19 of Dustin Sorensen. Ashton, let's go down to you.
Yeah, Ruben, exactly what you just said. Talked to some of the crew guys down here. Carburetor issues that Dustin Sorensen has been battling all day. We saw it earlier on during the heats and during the features. Crew immediately over to the 19 of Dustin Sorensen, seeing what they can do. Right now, some attention going to that right front side, and Dustin signaling to Steve Francis on the four-wheeler behind him to get a push. I believe that's going to be the end of the night for Dustin Sorensen.
All right, thank you very much, Ashton. Unfortunate for Dustin Sorensen. They're going to race Deer Creek Speedway next weekend, doubleheader, late model and modifieds with SLMR. Take the weekend off of Eldora, and we'll see him back in outlaw competition at Needmore and Sanoa in just a couple weeks' time down in the Peach State. So his night going to come to an end. Tim McCreadie leads the way from the outside of the front row. Bobby Pierce will pick the outside here in the 32. No surprise there, Wes. He will always pick the top side. And, you know, they sprinkled that top, so obviously good news early, showing that there's life on the top side of the racetrack.
Yeah, Pierce rolled off from the pole position and looked like he had a pretty good run there in 1 and 2 on the bottom. And then here comes T-Mac Tim McCreadie with a big head of steam driving around him. Now, McCreadie talked a lot about being out front to set that pace. Same thing for Shirley. Shirley gets the bottom of this restart. Going to be interesting to see as we come back to green.
Off of corner number 4, Tim McCreadie leads us. In the Briggs Transport number 9, Pierce picks the outside here in the restart. Shirley on the bottom into turn number 1. Shirley going to go after McCreadie for the lead. They'll go side by side. Down the back straightaway, it's going to be Tim McCreadie. Shirley can't hold on to second as the 32 of Pierce gets around him on the outside, and off of turn number 4. It's still Tim McCreadie, but here comes Pierce.
Big crossover move by Bobby Pierce. Going to throw a slider in 1 and 2. Drift up the racetrack. New leader on lap number 4, at least for the time being. It's the smooth operator Bobby Pierce. Pierce back to the top shelf in 3 and 4. McCreadie through the middle, and Bobby Pierce leads.
Yeah, new race leader Bobby Pierce, and he's going to go to the top side here. Wes, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Tires, tires, tires. Pierce he has to keep those tires under him. McCreadie as well. We know he will. The 3S of Shirley holding on a third. Nick Hoffman, remember, made his presence felt late in the late stages of this one. Nick Hoffman now going after third.
Nick Hoffman's been oh so good around the middle bottom of this racetrack. And a slide up right in front of Troutman. A little hey, how you doing? Keep her moving as here comes Troutman to the top shelf in 3 and 4. Mercy me, got close around there as Hoffman holds on to 4. Troutman 5th. Kate Dillard's got company. Here comes the 1 at Turbo, Tyler Erb.
Tyler Erb in the 1 trying to crack the top 5 down the back straightaway. Cade Dillard coming along for the ride in the 97. He'll look to his inside. Those two going at it side by side for 6th. Give it to Tyler Erb at the line.
Bobby Pierce has stretched that advantage out now to a second over T-Mac Tim McCreadie. Then it's about another second on back to Brian Shirley. Troutman and Hoffman, they're not done yet. We got to see if Troutman going to take too much favor to what Hoffman did just a couple laps ago. We stay green for now.
Yeah, Bobby Pierce continues to lead the way. Tim McCreadie 2nd, Shirley 3rd, Hoffman 4th, Troutman, the MD3 rookie of the race, right now in 5th, going after Nick Hoffman.
Lap traffic going to come into play about next lap here for Bobby Pierce. 3 and 4, he's going to have a decision to make. It's going to be the 2 of Charlie Cole, the first car to go a lap down. Morgan Bagley, John Mitchell, and Clay Stuckey. Stuckey and Mitchell racing side by side. Pierce about to have to make some big decisions.
Yeah, you mentioned the lap traffic. Charlie Cole and Bagley running the bottom, but then Mitchell and Stuckey ahead of him side by side. Clay Stuckey up 4 positions, started 26th up to 22nd. Stuckey trying to keep her moving here, but off of turn number 4, it's still the 32 of Pierce, and McCreadie maybe closing in.
Yeah, T-Mac Tim McCreadie's turned up the wick a little bit as Pierce goes to the middle there in 1 and 2. McCreadie, big head of steam down the back straightaway. Lead was down to 16th of a second last time. Bagley off the pace, going to pull to the infield. His night is over, and his Sooner State showdown comes to an end as Pierce continues to the way, but here comes T-Mac lead down to half a second.
Yeah, Tim McCreadie trying to carve into the 32's lead down the back straightaway. Just under 6/10. Pierce going to go to the inside of the 15 of Stuckey. Oh, didn't get a good exit there off of turn number 4. Will we see McCreadie carve in? No, it's still 7/10. Now up to 7/10, I should say.
Interesting move there by Pierce. Went to the bottom in 1 and 2. Going to cost him a whole lot of momentum down the backstretch. Now McCreadie going to do the same in 3 and 4. Pierce going to bang the cushion. The cushion, give it the cushion, take it away for time being. 14 in, 36 to go. Still a lot of racing left in this one. Big slaughter by Pierce on the lap car.
Yeah, he has to get around Stuckey. Stuckey lets him on by Tim McCreadie, going to stay committed to the top side of the entry to turn number 3. Shirley runs 3rd. 4th is the 9 of Nick Hoffman. 5th, a great battle here between Troutman and Turbo. Give it to the 22 star of Troutman.
Pierce has now got a little bit of breathing room as he gets by the 15 is stuck to the 86 of Kyle Beard. McCreadie is stuck as here comes the squirrel Brian Shirley. Shirley looking to the outside of McCreadie with a big head of steam. McCreadie puts a lap car in between them. Bobby Pierce continues to show the way with 34 to go.
Pierce also opens it up to nearly a 2-second lead, 1.762 last time around. We'll see what the difference is this time by McCreadie getting around the lap cars as Pierce leads it by a half straightaway in the lead, 1.9.
Bobby Pierce now a slider inbound on Aaron Moran as McCreadie finally clear of Stuckey. Shirley took a peek to the inside. Both of them get around the 15 machine. Moran now separates your top 3 drivers. Bobby Pierce continues to set and sell. And the 32 machine, 1.6 seconds is the lead.
Pierce may be driving away from McCreadie, but I'll tell you what, Brian Shirley closing in on the 9 of Tim McCreadie. That battle for second may be brewing up here down the front straightaway. Here comes Shirley and Hoffman right behind them as well.
Still a lot of race to go as Pierce jumps the cushion there in 1 and 2. That's going to give the ability to T-Mac to start catching up with the 9 machine. The Briggs Transport number 9 Longhorn chassis. He's flanked behind him by the 3S of Brian Shirley. Hoffman 4th. Troutman completes your top 5.
Bobby Pierce continues to lead. McCreadie cut 2/10 that lap. Shirley holds on to third, Hoffman fourth, Troutman still in fifth. Off of turn number 4, Bobby Pierce doing a great job here in lap traffic.
Nothing but hammered down for Bobby Pierce right now. He takes us into 1 and 2, leading over Tim McCreadie and Brian Shirley. Pierce went back down to the bottom in turns 1 and 2 that time. Back at the top shelf in 3 and 4. Car got a little bit of a push there. Not want to come to the front end around. We're approaching halfway in just a couple laps. 22 in, 28 to go.
And it's a 1.9 second lead for the 32 of Pierce. He has the assurance of 3-lap cars separating him from McCreadie. McCreadie running in third, Shirley fourth. McCreadie works the bottom, Shirley works the top. Shirley trying to take it away from McCreadie. Morant hits the wall right in front of Shirley. Shirley gonna have to take evasive action. He'll go to the inside, throw the slider, and now shows McCreadie some sheet metal.
Here comes Nick Hoffman to the mix as well. McCreadie, Shirley, Hoffman right there together. 3 cars under a blanket for the second spot. Hoffman pokes the nose under the 3S machine. Nothing happening yet as we'll come to halfway next time by.
Bobby Pierce will get around BJ Robinson here and still have 3 cars separating him from McCreadie off of turn number 4. 25 laps scored, 25 laps to go here in the Sooner State Showdown.
So far, so good for Bobby Pierce. Took the lead a couple laps in for Tim McCreadie after that restart. McCreadie back at the top shelf in 3 and 4. Hoffman and Shirley, oh my, getting close together there and down the back straightaway. Shirley on the outside, Hoffman through the middle. Pierce slicing and dicing through lap traffic, trying to pull away from the 9 of McCreadie.
Yeah, McCreadie has a second and a half to carve into Pierce's lead. Shirley right there, though, knocking on the door down the front straightaway. Is McCreadie saving his tires and saving something for the end? Only time will tell. 27 laps complete, 23 to go. Pierce now puts 3-lap cars between him and McCreadie. Next car to go on lap, that'll be the 49 of Jake Tim McCreadie. Got to find his way around the B1 Bomber of Brent Larson, the 96 of English, and the 1 of Robinson if he's going to catch the smooth operator. Bobby Pierce throws a slider on Jake Tim. He'll clear him down the back straightaway. So it's Pierce now. Continue to lead the way still with a 3 cars separating him and Tim McCreadie. Lap cars, that is. Shirley still in third, Hoffman fourth and fifth. Straight Troutman still.
Bobby Pierce has been running a very unconventional line there in 1 and 2, entering on the bottom of the racetrack. Kind of a half slider on exit, though, as they're nearly 3 wide now in lap traffic in front of McCreadie. Pierce doesn't have a rear view mirror, but he would love to see what's going on behind him as he continues to pull away and lead out to 2.2 seconds.
With 20 laps to go, Bobby Pierce continues to lead the way here. Let's kind of give you the rundown here. It's Bobby Pierce, Tim McCreadie, Brian Shirley, Nick Hoffman, Drake Troutman, the top 5. Tyler Erb, 6th. Cade Dillard, 7th. Tristan Chamberlain, 8th. Cody Overton, 9th. Chase Younghands in the top 10. Clay Stuckey is the Fox Factory hard charger right now from 26th up to 21st, up 5 positions here, but it's still all Bobby Pierce in the 32.
Bobby Pierce trying to go back-to-back his 4th straight 1 of Outlaws victory if he can get it done here tonight. Going to roll the bottom of the racetrack, and they are all over the speedway in front of him. He's going to try to put a lap on. Dennis Erb Jr. Erb running back in the 14th position. Bobby Pierce, a man on a mission, as Kyle Beard slowed down the front stretch.
Yeah, Bobby had to get around Dennis there as Dennis trying to avoid contact with the 86 appeared. Eli Ross in the wall in turn number 2. Bobby Pierce gets around Erb. He'll put him a lap down. Tim McCreadie now has 2 lap cars separating him from Pierce as he goes 3 wide with Tanner English and Eli Ross. 16 laps to go in the Sooner State Showdown. Pierce caught behind a 3-wide battle in front of him. That's going to be Gustin, Moyer, and Dodson. To put that in perspective, Ethan Dodson running in 11th. Bobby Pierce is knocking on the top 10 to put him a lap down. Yeah, Bobby Pierce looking really, really good. Back to video game mode, as we said. Went 6 in a row last year. Oh, Jake Tim in the wall in turns 1 and 2. He gets it back going here. But Bobby Pierce's lead 1.4 seconds over McCreadie. I'm telling you what, though, McCreadie is coming here in the 90s. Cut it down to 6/10, and only 1 lap car separates him and Pierce, but Pierce goes 3 wide west.
Pierce going to throw a slider there on Mr. Smooth, Billy Moyer, trying to put a couple more cars between him and McCreadie, and he'll do so. Now 3-lap cars between the 32 and the 9. Shirley's going to lose a little bit of ground here to McCreadie. 2-lap cars between the battle for second with 13 laps to go.
The difference 1.7. Pierce continues to lead the way in the 32. Cannot get around Dodson that time around. Off of 4 this time. Just a dozen laps to go.
Yeah, Bobby Pierce continues to show the way out front. Got the pole position starting spot. Didn't lead the first couple laps of this one. After the caution, though, he rocketed around the 9 of Tim McCreadie. Bobby Pierce back at the top shelf in 3 and 4. Slow car down the backstretch. Jake Tim keeps her going as we stay clean and green with 11 to go.
And Pierce working on the 2 of Cody Overton. Still has 3 lap cars separating him and McCreadie. Now 4 lap cars, the assurance for the 32 of Pierce. Side by side in front of him, Chase Younghands and Ethan Dodson.
Hey, just one mistake could the end to anybody's race here. Pierce has to be careful. There goes Youngins up the racetrack. Bobby Pierce takes evasive action, somehow gets around the Manhattan, Kansas driver, still keeping a 4-car gap between him and Tim McCreadie as far as lap cars go. Bobby Pierce dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, definitely did. That could have been catastrophic for your race leader, Bobby Pierce. Dual box here on Dirt Vision. We keep an eye on Bobby Pierce and the 3S of Brian Shirley, who continues to run in that 3rd position. Hoffman 4th. That's the battle there, but right now 8 to go for Pierce.
Bobby Pierce putting on a clinic here tonight as he comes around to complete lap number 42. 8 laps to go in the Sooner State Showdown finale. Bobby Pierce now next car to go a lap down, be Aaron Morant for the 2nd time. Ethan Dodson holding over dear life. Oh no, McCreadie. We talked about the tire wear. Maybe a right rear tire down for the Watertown, New York driver. Cars leaned on over, and I believe that is the case. Yes, sir. Right rear tire down for McCreadie.
Wow. Tire down for Tim McCreadie. Now, he'd been hammering the top here, Wes. He had really not been in the bottom where we really have seen him make his bread and butter the past 2 nights. He's been on the top, and that is unfortunate for Tim McCreadie, a driver that we all had our eyes on here for the big prize tonight. As Ashton, he is working his way to the Fast One Speed Shop hot pit with 8 laps to go. That is not what you want to see if you're Tim McCreadie.
An absolute heartbreak for Tim McCreadie is exactly what that is. But all hands on deck down here at the 9 crew. Looks like both the right rear, which is flat, and the left rear are going to be changed. Jack up under the 9M, the Boom Briggs Transport 9M right now. Both new right rears going on. A lot of mud packed into that wheel right now. The left rear looking all right, but might as well change it. It's rather be safe than sorry while they're down here. 2 new right rear Hoosier tires on for Tim McCreadie.
Thank you very much, Ashton. Well, Brian Shirley now going to inherit 2nd, and let's look at that tire. It's definitely blistered. It is blistered.
Yeah.
And it looks like a puncture as well there, but yeah, it's just blistered.
Yeah, you talk about the tire wear, and of course, when you're on the top side of the racetrack, that constant wheel spin,
yeah,
you know, to keep you to propel you forward, will burn up that tire in a hurry. And you hate to see it there for T-Mac. Tim McCreadie got the lead early, and then relinquished that to Bobby Pierce.
This black dirt on Dirt Vision, photos, videos, you know, it looks like an Illinois black dirt racetrack, but this dirt is completely different than that. It's a lot drier. This dirt is a lot drier. These drivers explain that they can't go to the cushion and just pound it. It's like dry marbles, and again, it's just so abrasive. And again, that wheel spin causes the blistering of these tires because it gets so hot and just blistering on that dry stuff. And there you see from the speed shot. And into turn number 1, it's tough on these tires. It's, you know, drier climate out here as well. It's not humid over here, definitely drier. And all right, 10 laps or less. We go single file restart, and these features. 8 to go here for the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce.
Bobby Pierce got a great restart there. Shirley now going to go down to the bottom of 1 and 2. Hoffman going to slide up the racetrack. Here comes Drake Troutman to the top 5. Troutman looking for a podium spot. Has a great run down the back straightaway. Hoffman slider inbound on Shirley. Let's see if he pulls the trigger. Shirley bounces it off the wall. He'll fall back to 3rd, maybe 4th or 5th, because there comes a hungry pack behind him.
Yeah, and Tyler Erb looking there to the inside, looking for a 2nd Outlaw win of the year. Down the back straightaway, Hoffman has 2nd, Shirley 3rd, Turbo to 4th, and here comes Cade Dillard trying to get into the top 5. He looks to the inside of Troutman.
If you take Bobby Pierce out of this race, you have a well of a race behind him. Hoffman up to 2nd, now Turbo, Tyler Erb up to 3rd for the time being. Shirley going to try to squeeze between the wall and the 1 as Bobby Pierce nearly takes some banners down. We come 5 laps to go in the Sooner State Showdown.
Yeah, Bobby Pierce absolutely leading this one by a good margin. 1.5 second lead. Hoffman 2nd, battle for 3rd. Tyler Erb, Brian Shirley. There you see him entering turn number 3. Shirley up high, Turbo down low at the line. Give it to Tyler Erb.
1.5 second advantage last time for Pierce. This time 1.6 seconds. Tyler Erb, maybe the fastest car on the racetrack as he finally gets around the 3S. Ethan Dotson, he was holding on, staying on the lead lap. He is battling back there for the 5th position, I believe, the 6th spot for Troutman and Dillard, and things are getting dicey with 3 to go.
You talk about Dotson, he's the Fox Factory Hard Charger. Started 16th up to 8th, up 8 positions in the 74X, but climbs the wall again. And Tim McCreadie trying to mount a comeback here in the 9.
2 sticks in the air, 2 laps remaining in this one. Bobby Pierce looking to go back-to-back 4-string What About Outlaw Late Model Series victories. Big bubble there in 1 and 2, but he has a lot of breathing room. 1.9 seconds with a white flag coming out.
The Barrett's Performance, 1 lap to go. The smooth operator, Bobby Pierce, On the horizon of a $20,000 payday. Down the back straightaway, he'll point it straight. It's a 2-second lead over Hoffman. Turbo third, a historic one. For his 42nd win, he'll tie Moyer for 5th on the all-time wins list. He wins here in the Sooner State. Hoffman second, Turbo third, Shirley fourth, Drake Troutman fifth. Cade Dillard 6th, Tristan Chamberlain 7th, Tim McCreadie 8th, Ethan Dotson 9th, Cody Overton in the top 10. Make it 4 in a row for the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce.
Wow. Just wow. The domination there by the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce, looking for another World of Outlaws Moto Series championship. And put on a clinic there, and that racetrack, too. I mean, you may not have had the 2-3 wide battle for the lead that we were hoping for, but my word, they were all over the place. 3 wide in lap traffic. Bobby Pierce zigged when he needed to, zagged when he needed to, and picked up the victory as he heads down to the tech area.
Nick Hoffman trying to keep him on a tight leash in the World of Outlaws Championship point standings. It's a 4-point difference between first and second, and then 2-point increments the way through. Pierce made it triple-digit point lead after last night. Coming into tonight, Bobby Pierce had a 104-point lead. Nick Hoffman finishing second, so Pierce adds another 4 points on top of that. So it is now a 108 World of Outlaws Championship point standing lead for Bobby Pierce over Nick Hoffman. Ryan Gustin third, Tim McCreadie fourth, Dennis Erb Jr. fifth in the point standings. Fox Factory Hard Charger goes to Tyler